The research station Varan 6 floated at the edge of the quiet Nabora system. It was small, lonely, and surrounded by dark space that felt too wide and too silent. 4 years. Nothing had ever happened here. No battles, no ships, no discoveries. Only boring patrol reports and empty space scans. But tonight would be different. Inside the station, young Officer Rel Vox sat in front of a glowing screen, tapping his long fingers on the table to stay awake. He hated night shifts. Everyone did. The older officers slept in their rooms, enjoying warm beds while he stared at empty star maps. He sighed, leaned back, and let his eyes close for a moment. Then the alarm beeped. Soft at first. Almost gentle. Like a whisper. Rel's eyes snapped open. Signal detected. Unknown source. Sector 3. He frowned. Probably a glitch, he muttered to himself. But the beeping grew louder. The signal became stronger. It pulsed like a heartbeat. Rel straightened his back and ran a quick scan. A line of text appeared. Human distress signal. Code 17B. Rel froze. Impossible. Humans were gone. Cast out. Exiled beyond known maps 300 years ago. Every student in every academy learned the same lesson. Humanity evolved too fast. They grew too strong. Too unpredictable. The Council removed them for the safety of the galaxy. They were not supposed to exist anymore. Rel's hands trembled as he opened a channel. Captain Orlan, you need to wake up. Now. Static replied first. Then a deep, annoyed voice. This better be important, Officer Vox. It is, sir. I'm detecting a human distress call. Silence. Then footsteps. Fast ones. Captain Orlan rushed into the control room in full uniform, eyes wide. Show me. Rel nodded and hit the playback. A short sound filled the room. A repeating tone. Old, dusty, forgotten, but recognizable. A human code. A request for rescue. Or maybe, a warning. The captain's face went pale. Without wasting time, he ordered, launch the long-range probe. Track the source. Now. Rel entered the command. A tiny probe shot out from the station, flying silently toward the signal's origin. The screen changed to the probe's camera feed. A star field, empty and black. Then, something came into view. At first, it looked like a shadow against the void. A long shape. Still and silent. As the probe got closer, details sharpened. A ship. A massive one. Black metal, scarred by burns and cracks. Parts of it looked rebuilt using strange materials the Varan had never seen before. No lights. No movement. Just floating there like a dead titan. Rel whispered, Is that human? The captain didn't answer. His eyes were fixed on the screen, unblinking. The probe approached slowly. Too slowly. The crew felt a cold weight in their chests, as if something inside that silent ship was watching them. Then suddenly, the ship's surface lit up. Not with normal lights. With symbols. Glowing lines running across the hull, forming patterns the aliens had never seen. They flickered like veins waking from sleep. Captain Orlan stepped back. What activated it? The probe scan shouldn't trigger anything, Rel whispered. But it had. The ship hummed, a deep sound that vibrated through the speakers. The probe feed shook. A crack of light opened on the ship's side. Not a door. More like an eye. A transmission burst through the speakers. Identify. A human voice. Calm. Cold. Powerful. Rel's heart raced. Captain, that's impossible. Humans should not. The voice interrupted again. Unknown vessel. We detect observation. State intent. The captain opened the microphone. His voice shook. This is Captain Orlan of the Varan 6 station. We received your distress signal. Are you human? There was a long pause. Too long. Then the voice returned, but it sounded older now. Heavier. As if carrying centuries. We were human once. Rel felt a chill climb up his spine. The probe drifted closer. The camera caught a clearer view. Rows of metal plating fused with something organic, pulsing faintly. The ship wasn't just old. It had changed, as if grown in a place no one understood. Captain Orlon tried again. Your people were exiled 300 years ago. No ship from that era should still exist. Another pause. The hum grew louder. Warning lights flashed on the station's control board. Rel panicked. Captain, something is linking with our systems. Shut it down, the captain barked. But the lights stopped blinking, on their own. Then the human voice spoke again, softer this time. We have returned. Every screen in the station turned black. Then a final message appeared in sharp white letters. Prepare the galaxy. Then the ship went dark again, as if it had never woken at all. Rel couldn't breathe. Sir, what do we do? Captain Orlon stared at the silent titan floating on the screen. He knew exactly what would happen next. Panic would spread. Old fears would rise. The council would demand answers. He whispered only one thing. Send the report. Humanity has come back. And no one knew in what form. Or why. The message from the silent human ship spread through the Varen systems faster than light. Every military base, every research center, every council hall received the same 3 words. We have returned. On Varen Prime, the capital world, the Council of 12 gathered for an emergency meeting. The chamber was a giant dome made of white stone, glowing gently under the planetary sunrise. But there was no calm inside it today. Councillor Rivek slammed his fist on the table. This is impossible. Humans cannot survive 3 centuries in the void expanse. Councillor Mira shook her head slowly. We cast them out to that cursed region because no species could live there. Not even we understand what lies inside it. The room fell silent. Everyone remembered the story. Every species in the galaxy did. 300 years ago, humanity had been the youngest civilization to rise among the stars. Their progress was fast. Too fast. While most species advanced slowly over thousands of years, humans jumped from primitive machines to interstellar ships in only a few generations. They developed technology that shocked even the old races. Shields that bent energy. Engines that folded space. Weapons that pushed the limits of physics. And they kept improving. The other species grew nervous. Then fearful. Then angry. A vote was held. A cruel one. One that no one wanted to take responsibility for now. Humanity is a threat. Remove them before they grow beyond control. Humans objected. They protested. They begged. They claimed they only wished to learn and grow. But the galaxy was already afraid. So the council ordered their exile into the void expanse, a strange region of space filled with storms, broken physics, and unknown energy fields. It was a place where ships vanished, where time bent, where nothing returned. No species dared enter it. Humanity had no choice. Their fleets were pushed to its border by the military of 5 different races. After that day, no human ship or signal was ever seen again. The galaxy believed they were dead. Until now. Back in the council chamber, a hologram flickered above the center table. It showed the human megaship discovered by Varen 6. Every counselor stared at its design, familiar in shape, but different in ways they didn't understand. Parts of it pulsed with dim light, like veins. Patterns carved into its hull looked almost alive. Counselor Mira whispered, "What happened to them in the void?" No one answered. Instead, the chamber doors opened, and an elderly historian entered. His name was Lurian, one of the few scholars who studied old human archives before they were sealed away. He bowed. "You summoned me." Counselor Rivek pointed at the hologram. "Tell us what this is. How did humans survive the void?" Lurian adjusted his thin spectacles and spoke in a dry voice. "If this ship is real, then everything we believed about the void was wrong." The counselors leaned forward. "There are ancient records," Lurian continued, "that describe the void not as a dead zone, but as a place filled with a rare energy, an energy that breaks down ordinary matter and reshapes it." "Reshapes?" Mira asked. "Yes. Life cannot exist there unless it changes." A cold silence filled the room. Rivek muttered, "So the humans did not die, they adapted." "Or," Lurian corrected softly, "the void adapted them." Meanwhile, far from the capital, On a dusty outer world called Garin 4, a group of miners sat around a flickering holoscreen in a cramped mess hall. They replayed the message again and again. "We have returned." One miner laughed nervously. "Humans? After all this time? No way." Another shook his head. "My grandfather told me stories. Said humans were strong. Too strong. They learned faster than any species." "Yeah," the first miner replied. "And that's why they sent them into the void." The room grew quiet. Everyone remembered the old fear, even after generations. But what scared them more was the idea that humans survived a place designed to kill. What did they become? Back on Varan 6 station, Rel Vox still stared at the blank screens. They had not recovered contact with the human ship. It had simply gone dark again, as if sleeping. Captain Orlan had ordered all communication silence, but Rel couldn't stop thinking about the strange words. "We were human once." That meant one thing. They changed. But how much? And into what? Rel kept replaying the probe footage. The glowing patterns on the hull. The strange energy pulses. The voice that sounded human but also something else. He whispered to himself, "What did the void do to them?" Before he could think more, the station lights flickered. A message appeared on the main screen, this one from the Galactic Council. "To all military outposts. Prepare for possible contact. Human activity detected. Stand by." Rel swallowed hard. This was not a simple discovery. This was the beginning of something huge. On the silent human megaship drifting in the dark, a figure walked through its long corridors. Tall, armored, calm. Their eyes glowed faintly like blue fire. They paused before a large window, looking out at the galaxy that once rejected them. Behind the figure, another voice spoke. "Do they know we're here?" The figure answered softly. "They know enough to fear us. And the rest, they will learn." The ship hummed again. Lights slowly awakened along its giant body. Humanity had not come back for revenge. They had come back with a purpose. A purpose the galaxy was not ready to understand. The galaxy did not sleep that night. Every news channel repeated the same message. Every military fleet moved into alert mode. Every government sent urgent warnings to their colonies. But the humans remained silent. Their massive ship floated in the dark like a sleeping giant, giving no signal, no answer, nothing. This silence frightened the galaxy even more. On Varan 6 station, Captain Orlan received new orders from the Council. Send a scout ship. Attempt communication. Do not provoke. Orlan stared at the message for a long time. He knew this was dangerous. But refusing an order from the Council was impossible. He turned to Rel. "Prepare the scout vessel. You're going with me." Rel's throat tightened, but he saluted. "Yes, sir." The scout ship, Varan Lightwing, launched quietly into the black. It was small and fast, shaped like a silver arrow with soft blue engines. Inside, it felt even smaller. Rel sat at the co-pilot station, checking his screens again and again, trying to calm his hands. Captain Orlan sat beside him, silent and focused. Ahead of them, the human megaship grew larger on the screen. Too large. Its surface stretched for kilometers, covered with glowing lines that looked like cracks filled with light. Rel whispered, "Sir, those markings, they don't match any human design in the archives." Orlan nodded. "They aren't markings. They look like they're alive." The Lightwing slowed as it approached a safe distance. The ship's scanners tried to read the structure, but strange interference blocked them. "No match for materials. No match for power source," Rel reported. "It's like the ship is hiding its own identity." Orlan exhaled slowly. "Open a channel." Rel tapped his console. "Channel open." The captain spoke, voice steady. "This is Captain Orlan of the Varan Lightwing. We seek peaceful communication." Silence. The void around them felt heavy, like holding breath. Rel swallowed. No response. Orlan tried again. "To the vessel ahead. If you are human, we request contact." Still nothing. Rel leaned closer to the window. "Sir, lights. Look." A faint glow crawled across the ship's hull, moving like a wave. It traveled toward a large circular section that slowly began to rotate. Rel's voice shook. Something is opening. A massive door unfolded, revealing a hangar bay filled with misty blue light. The light wing shook slightly as a soft pull dragged it forward. They're pulling us in, Orlan said. But gently. No damage. Rel hesitated. Should we retreat? We can't, Orlan said. This is why we were sent. The light wing drifted inside the hangar and landed on a smooth metallic platform. The engines powered down automatically, even though neither Orlan nor Rel touched a single control. Rel stared at his dark console. Sir, they shut down our systems. Orlan tightened his jaw. Stay calm. Follow my lead. The ship doors opened. Cold air entered the cabin, carrying a strange scent, something like metal mixed with distant storms. The two Varen officers stepped out carefully. The hangar was huge and silent. The walls glowed faintly with the same living patterns seen on the hull. They pulsed softly like a heartbeat. Then footsteps echoed. From the shadows, three figures walked forward. Humans. But not like the ones in old recordings. These humans stood taller, their posture straight and calm. They wore dark suits with smooth, flexible armor that shimmered faintly. Their eyes glowed with a dim blue light, as if reflecting the void itself. The one in front stopped only a few meters away. Captain Orlan forced himself to speak. We come in peace. Are you the descendants of the humans sent into the void? The human tilted their head slowly. Descendants is not the correct word. Rel felt the temperature drop. The human's voice was calm, but it carried weight, like it had traveled through ages. The human continued. We are those who were exiled. We did not disappear. We did not die. We endured. Another human stepped forward, their eyes brighter. Your council feared our growth. They believed the void would destroy us. The first human finished the sentence. It changed us instead. Orlan tried to keep his composure. We saw your message. We are returning. What does that mean? The human captain's expression remained unreadable. We returned because the void is no longer contained. Rel blinked. Contained? What does the void contain? The human answered simply. Something that was never meant to awaken. The hangar lights dimmed, and a hologram appeared. An image of swirling black storms, lit by violent flashes. Shapes moved within the storms. Huge shapes. Rel stepped back. What are those? The human captain replied. The hollow swarm. Predators older than your stars. They survived the void before we entered it. When we adapted, we became their enemy. Orlan breathed sharply. So you came here for help? The human nodded. We came because the swarm is spreading. Your galaxy is unprepared. Your weapons cannot harm them. Rel whispered. And you? Can you fight them? The human's glowing eyes steadied on him. We must. If we do not stop the swarm, your worlds will fall. And then ours. Orlan finally found his voice. Why help us? After what the council did to your people. A long silence. Then the human captain said, we did not come for revenge. We came because everyone will die if we do nothing. Rel stared at them, terrified and fascinated. These were humans, but also something more. Something forged in darkness. Something the galaxy was not ready for. The human captain stepped closer and said one final thing. Tell your council this. Humanity has returned. Not to rule. Not to destroy. But to fight what is coming. The report from the Varen Light Wing reached the Galactic Council within minutes. But the Council did not meet for minutes. They met for hours. And every hour only increased their fear. The words spoken by the new humans echoed through every hall, every military base, every home. The swarm is coming. No one understood what the swarm was. No one understood how powerful humans had become. And no one understood whether humanity was truly here to help, or to take revenge in the name of peace. Rumors spread faster than facts. Some said the humans were half-machine. Some said they were half-void creature. Others whispered that they had no fear, no limits, no weakness anymore. The galaxy began to tremble. On Varen Prime, The Council of 12 gathered again. But this time, their voices were louder, desperate, and full of fear. Counselor Rivek slammed his hands on the table. We cannot trust them. They survived something no species has ever survived. They are changed. We don't know what they are now. Counselor Mira raised her hand. But they came warning us of danger. Should we not listen? Rivek growled. Or it's a trick. They want us afraid. They want us weak. Another counselor whispered, what if both are true? Silence filled the dome. The main hologram flickered on, displaying 5 new human ships detected across outer sectors. They did not attack. They did not speak. They simply moved silently, scanning, observing. Counselor Mira leaned forward. They are mapping our defenses. Rivek shook his head. Or they are mapping incoming swarm routes. No one knew which answer was worse. Across the galaxy, panic grew. On merchant stations, traders closed their stalls, saying travel was unsafe. On border planets, families packed supplies for evacuation. On military outposts, soldiers whispered about glowing human eyes and weapons that bent light like clay. Even the mighty Torg Empire, famous for its strength, prepared its battleships. General Kroth of the Torg stood before his fleet. Humans were powerful before. Now they are something new. Do not underestimate them. If the swarm is real, we will fight. But if the humans turn on us... His voice dropped. We must be ready. Fear united the galaxy more than any alliance. Meanwhile, on Varen 6, Rel Vox sat alone at his console, staring at new reports. Human ships had appeared near 5 star systems. No communication. No attacks. Just silent observation. Rel felt uneasy, not because humans were there, but because he sensed they were searching for something. Something dangerous. He remembered their glowing eyes, their calm voices, their strange, living ship. He whispered, are they protecting us, or preparing for something worse? Captain Orlan approached him quietly. Rel, get ready. The Council ordered us back to the human ship. Rel stood straight. Are they mad? The Council fears them. Orlan nodded grimly. And that's exactly why they want answers. They don't trust the humans. They think something else is coming. Rel shivered. The swarm. The captain nodded again. Yes. And if the humans are telling the truth, then fear is the correct response. Far away, aboard the massive human megaship, the void-touched humans watched the galaxy's reaction through dim displays. One of them, a woman with bright silver eyes, spoke quietly. They fear us more than the swarm. The human captain stood with arms folded behind his back. Fear is natural. They remember the past. They remember how fast we grew. Another human laughed softly. They cast us out because they feared what we might become. And now they fear what we did become, someone else said. The captain turned to them. Do not blame them. Fear is a shield for those who do not understand. But soon fear will not matter. Only survival. He tapped a screen. Images of the hollow swarm appeared. Dark clouds of moving creatures, bodies twisted like living shadows, glowing eyes filled with hunger. They swarmed over a dead star system, eating energy, breaking planets, feeding on light itself. The captain's voice dropped lower. The swarm is multiplying. The void can no longer contain them. When they fully emerge, there will be no time left. The woman asked, will the council listen? The captain shook his head. No. They will argue. They will doubt. They will accuse. So what do we do? The captain turned slowly toward the great window, where the stars glittered like cold sparks. We prepare. We watch. We wait. He whispered. When the swarm enters their borders, they will have only one choice. Trust us. Or perish. On Varen Prime, the council finally made their decision. Send warnings to every species. Strengthen defenses. Prepare for war. Counselor Mira asked, war against who? Rivek answered without hesitation. Against whichever enemy arrives first. The galaxy held its breath. Human megaships remained silent in the dark. And somewhere far beyond the void's edge, a new light flickered. Not the light of a star. Not the light of a ship. A hungry, spreading glow. A signal of something terrible drawing closer. Something ready to feed. The galaxy grew louder with fear each passing day. Yet the humans said nothing more. They did not attack. They did not force anything. They waited. But the swarm did not wait. On the outer world Tosser 9, a small farming colony, the sky turned black at dawn. People stepped outside thinking it was only a storm. Then they saw it. Dark shapes like insects but too large, thousands of them, spreading like a moving eclipse. A single transmission reached the orbital station. Something is eating the light. Then silence. By the time military patrols arrived, the entire colony was gone. Not destroyed. Gone. Buildings erased. Soil drained of color. Stars dim above the planet. Word of the attack spread across systems. Now the galaxy knew. The swarm was real. But fear of humanity still rose beside it. On Varen, 6th Station, Rel Vox watched the footage of Tosser 9 again and again. His stomach twisted every time the screen went dark. Captain Orlan stood beside him. The Council wants proof the swarm did this, Orlan said. But the humans already warned us. Rel nodded slowly. Sir, maybe we should trust them. Orlan sighed. We might have to. But the Council will never admit they were wrong about the exile. Not after so long. Before Rel could answer, the station alarms blared. Human ship approaching. Rel's heart raced. It's them. Orlan gave a sharp order. Open communication. Stand by. The giant human megaship drifted into view, silent as ever. Instead of forcing entry, it simply released a beam of soft blue light that connected gently with the station's main hangar. A message appeared. We request to speak. No threat. No demand. Just a request. Orlan nodded. Prepare the docking area. And Rel, stay close. Inside the hangar, the air cooled again as the humans arrived. 3 of them stepped out. Tall, calm, strange and familiar at the same time. The human captain stood in the front. His glowing eyes observed every corner of the room, not with fear but with quiet awareness. Orlan stepped forward. You told us the swarm is coming. We saw one of our colonies vanish. The human captain nodded. Tosser 9. We detected the attack before you did. Rel's voice shook. Why didn't you stop it? The captain looked at him gently. We could not reach it in time. The swarm moves through unstable space faster than normal ships. Orlan's jaw tightened. Then what do you want from us? Why return after 3 centuries? The captain raised his hand and traced a glowing symbol in the air. A hologram opened, showing the void expanse from above. Dark storms twisted in endless circles. In our exile, the captain said, we found something inside the void. A source of power unlike anything in your galaxy. It changed us, yes, but it also gave us strength to survive what lives there. The symbol shifted. Now it showed the hollow swarm, creatures like shadows with wings made of broken light. The swarm was sleeping for thousands of years, he continued. They woke when our ships entered the void. They sensed new energy. Hunger drove them. They followed us. Rel swallowed hard. So their awakening was an accident? The captain nodded sadly. Yes. If we had known, we would never have entered their territory. Orlan's eyes narrowed. And now they are coming for all of us. The captain answered, they feed on energy itself. Stars, shields, power systems, living creatures. They eat everything. Rel shivered. Why tell us now? Why help us? This time the human's glowing eyes softened. Because the galaxy never understood who we were. We wished to grow, to learn, to explore. Not to conquer. Not to rule. He paused. You cast us out. But we survived. And through survival we learned something. What did you learn? Rel asked. That revenge is a luxury life does not always allow, the captain replied. We cannot fight both you and the swarm. And we do not want to. Another human stepped forward, a woman with silver eyes. We came back because we do not want your worlds to fall like Tosser 9. We came back because the swarm spreads faster than light. Soon, no star system will be safe. Orlan breathed out slowly. What do you need from us? The human woman's answer was simple. Cooperation. Rel blinked. Cooperation? With humanity? The captain nodded. We need your fleets. We need your knowledge of the galaxy. You know this space better than we do now. We need access to your star charts, your warp routes, your defense networks. Orlan frowned. And in return? The captain raised his hand. The hologram changed again, this time showing strange weapons built from void energy, bending light like water. In return, he said softly, we give you our strength. Rel stared at the swirling energy patterns. They did not look like normal weapons. More like controlled storms. Will the council accept your help? Rel whispered. The captain shrugged slightly. They may refuse. They may fear us more than the swarm. Orlan looked at him. What will you do if they refuse? The human turned, gazing out the hangar window at the stars. Then we will fight alone, he said quietly. But we will still fight. Because whatever the council believes, this is our galaxy too, and we will not let it be devoured. Rel felt something strange in his chest. Respect. These humans, changed by darkness, had returned not as conquerors, but as protectors. Yet fear still ruled the galaxy, and the swarm was coming faster. The galaxy had no more time to argue. A second colony vanished only 2 days after Tosser 9. Then a third. Then a fourth. Every system close to the void border reported the same nightmare. Light disappearing from the sky, shadows moving like a living storm, comms going silent, power dying, and then, nothing left. Fear turned into chaos. Chaos turned into desperation. And desperation finally forced the Galactic Council to do the one thing they never imagined doing. They called humanity for help. Not officially. Not publicly. But a secret message was sent to the human megaship at the edge of the Nabora system. We request cooperation. The swarm must be stopped. Captain Orlan, Rel Vox, and a small Varen crew boarded the human megaship to attend the first war meeting. Inside the ship's command hall, glowing walls shaped themselves into shifting maps of the galaxy. Blue, green, red dots marked every system under threat. The human captain spoke calmly. The swarm moves through unstable space faster than any warp drive. Their attacks will spread in waves. If we do not build a united defense, the galaxy will fall in months. Rel studied the map. Months, not years. The captain nodded. Yes. Once they gain enough energy, they multiply. Orlan stepped forward. What is your plan? The captain raised his hand. The map zoomed in on 3 sectors. Havren, Ketaline, and Solari Reach. We strike here, here, and here. Before the swarm reaches them. Rel frowned. You want to attack first? Before they arrive. The human captain answered. It's the only way. Wait too long, and the swarm becomes unstoppable. The plan was clear. The first battle of the Great Alliance War was about to begin. 3 fleets gathered in space. The Torg battle fleet. The Varen defense ships. And for the first time in centuries, a human war formation. The human fleet shocked everyone. Their ships did not fly like normal vessels. They moved in perfect formation, turning in smooth, synchronized arcs like one living organism. Their hulls glowed faintly with void energy. Not bright. Just enough to look unnatural, powerful, and unsettling. General Kroth of the Torg watched through his ship's window. These humans, they fly like they share one mind, he muttered. Rel, standing on the observation deck, whispered, Maybe they do. The sky changed. The swarm arrived. Not through warp. Not through hyperspace. Just appeared. Like a wave of living darkness breaking through reality. Thousands of shadow creatures streamed into the sector, swarming around asteroids, stretching across the void like a night sky turned alive. Rel felt his chest tighten. There are too many. The human captain's voice echoed through comms. Alliance fleets, form defensive rings. Humans, prepare the void pulse. Rel blinked. Void pulse? What is? Then he saw it. On the lead human ship, glowing light surged across its hull, gathering at the front like a charging storm. Captain Orlon whispered. "Is that a weapon?" There was no countdown. No warning. A beam of swirling silver-blue light blasted from the human ship, bending space around it. It didn't shoot in a straight line. It curved, arcing like a whip of energy. When it touched the swarm, the result was terrifying. The creatures screamed. Not in sound, but in a mental wave that made every soldier clutch their head. The shadows twisted, burning like dark mist under sunlight. The energy ripped through thousands of them in seconds. General Croth gasped. "By the stars! No weapon in the galaxy can do that." Rel stood frozen. This is what the void did to them. But the humans weren't done. Smaller human ships darted into the swarm, moving faster than Varen sensors could track. Their weapons didn't fire bullets or beams. They bent gravity in short bursts, crushing swarm creatures into dust. Human soldiers inside those ships worked in total silence, their minds focused. Their movements were too perfectly timed. Rel whispered, half in awe, half in fear. "They really do fight as one." The swarm reacted. Instead of retreating, it grew angrier. Dark tendrils shot out, striking several Varen ships. Energy drained instantly. Power died. Lights went out. Ships fell silent. "They feed on our systems," a pilot yelled. The swarm moved toward the human ships next. For a moment, Rel feared the worst. But the humans activated something else. A shimmering field around their ships. The tendrils hit the shield and dissolved like mist touching flame. Captain Orlon stared. "Their shields are alive." Rel nodded slowly. The void changed more than their bodies. After 30 long minutes, the swarm retreated into the dark. The Alliance had won. Cheers filled many ships. Relief spread across the comms. But the humans did not celebrate. Their captain spoke with calm seriousness. "This was a scout force. The real swarm is still coming." Silence fell. Rel felt cold. Scout force? That wasn't the main attack. The human captain shook his head. "No. That was only the beginning. The swarm sent a small group to test your defenses." General Croth growled. "If that was small, what is large?" The human captain looked toward the void where the swarm had disappeared. "In the void," he said quietly, "we saw swarms big enough to cover stars. When they arrive, this entire galaxy will need every ship, every soldier, every brave soul." He paused. "And you will need us. All of us." The Alliance had won a battle. But the war was just starting. The warning from the human captain spread across the galaxy in minutes. No one slept. No one argued. Every species prepared for the final war. Millions of ships gathered in the empty dark between systems, the largest fleet the galaxy had ever seen. Torg warcruisers, Varen scouts, Solari lightbringers, and even ancient races who had not fought for centuries. And at the center of it all, the human megaship. It stood silent and cold, almost like a giant ghost, waiting for the enemy humanity knew better than anyone. Rel Vox stared at the long-range scanners. Nothing. Only empty space. Hours passed. Anxiety grew. Some ships started to doubt. "Maybe the humans were wrong," one admiral whispered. "Maybe the swarm won't come." But Rel did not believe that. He had seen the terror in the human captain's eyes. The swarm was coming. It was only a matter of when. Then suddenly, a signal appeared. Not a message. Not a beacon. A pulse. A cold wave moving through space like a heartbeat. The human captain stood up instantly. "They're here." The stars began to fade. Not because of clouds. Not because of dust. But because something enormous was entering real space. So huge it blocked constellations. Everyone stared. Some mouths dropped open. Some froze in terror. A wall of darkness stretched across the sky. A living storm. A sea of shadow creatures, so many that they looked like a black ocean covering half the starfield. It was more than any fleet expected. More than any mind could understand. This was the true swarm. Rel whispered. "How can we fight that?" The human captain did not answer. His eyes were locked on the darkness. For the first time in galactic history, the swarm sent a message. Not through words. Not through signals. but through minds. A cold voice entered every ship, every soldier, every brain. We come to harvest the galaxy's light. Rel fell to his knees. The weight of the voice crushed him. Orlon gripped the command table to stay standing. Even General Croth trembled. But the humans did not fall. Their eyes glowed faintly. Their bodies stiffened, but they stayed upright. The swarm continued. You cannot stop what has no end. You cannot kill what is not alive. The fleet shook with fear. Then the human captain finally spoke. His voice was steady. No. You are wrong. You can be stopped. Because we already stopped you once. Silence. Even the swarm seemed confused. The human captain raised his hand. Every human ship began to glow. Brighter and brighter. Until the metal looked like it was turning into light. Rel covered his eyes. What are you doing? The captain answered softly. We are not just humans anymore. We are what the void made us. And we can return it to nothing. The swarm reacted instantly. Millions of shadow creatures surged forward like a tidal wave. The final battle began. Alliance ships opened fire. Explosions lit the dark. Enemy creatures screamed. Energy beams cut through space. The galaxy fought with everything it had. But the swarm was endless. Every creature destroyed seemed replaced by 10 more. Torg cruisers cracked in half. Varen scout fleets vanished under the living darkness. Entire formations disappeared. Soon, the alliance lines began to collapse. Rel shouted into comms. We're losing ships. We must fall back. But the human captain replied. Do not retreat. Hold them for 60 seconds. Only 60. For 1 minute. The galaxy fought harder than ever before. And then the human ships changed. All at once. Human ships broke apart. But not in destruction. They unfolded like flowers blooming. Metal turning into pure energy. Human bodies glowed, dissolving into streams of silver blue light. Rel stared, stunned. They're becoming light? Orlon whispered, full of awe and fear. They are becoming what the void made them. The human captain's voice echoed through every ship. We will not let the galaxy fall. We will end the swarm now. Human energy rose into the sky, gathering into a single point between the two armies. A star formed. A silent, glowing star made of human souls. And then, it exploded. A shockwave of pure light surged forward, sweeping across space. It did not burn ships. It did not destroy matter. It only touched the swarm. Where the light hit, the swarm disintegrated, melting, fading, screaming into dust. The darkness tried to flee, tried to hide. It tried to escape back into the void. But the light chased it, ripping it apart, purifying every last shadow. When the glow finally faded, the swarm was gone, completely gone, and the human star disappeared with it. Silence filled the battlefield. Millions of soldiers stared into the empty space where the humans once were. No human ships. No human voices. No human captain. They had given everything. Rel felt tears in his eyes. They saved all of us, and lost themselves. Orlon placed a hand on his shoulder. They did what no other species could. General Croth lowered his head in respect. The galaxy would never forget this day. Just when all hope of seeing them again was lost, a final signal appeared on every screen. Not from a ship. Not from a radio. But from the empty space itself. A single sentence. Humanity is not gone. We walk the stars now. When the galaxy needs us again, we will return. Rel whispered. They're still out there. Orlon nodded. Watching. Protecting. Waiting. The galaxy was safe. Because humanity, once cast out, forgotten and changed by the void, had become the one thing the swarm feared. A light that darkness could never consume.